What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be doing a unboxing and review of this guy here, the Navy SEALs SDV Team 1 Operation Red Wings by Damtoys. This is only my actual second figure to own by Damtoys. The first one being the Godfather. I really loved that figure. So I know that they can push quality stuff. So when the opportunity presented itself to get this one at a pretty good deal, obviously I jumped right on top of it. So a little bit about one of the reasons I really wanted this figure. I was in the military and I was in some of the same areas Marcus Luttrell worked out of around the same time. He's an idol of mine. I absolutely look up to the man, Mike Murphy, all of the guys that sacrificed their lives in Operation Red Wings. There is so much more to the story than I think a lot of people know, but we're not going to get into that today. Today we're going to focus on the figure, but Mark Wahlberg also happens to be one of my all-time favorite actors, so this figure was pretty much a no-brainer, plus the fact that John Wick is a huge thing for me, and John Wick was loosely based off of some of the stuff with Marcus Luttrell, so kind of a reason why I really wanted this figure. So we'll get started. I will go ahead and say that it's made like quality great, everything's great with it, but there are some things that really bothered me about it, and obviously we're going to get into those things. That's why we're here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the unboxing. All right, so right out of the bat, obviously you guys already saw the box. I pretty much already showed it to you, but this is the front cover. Pretty nice artwork, I think. All the information that comes on the side of the box, and Damtoys information and whatnot. All right, so now fella, looking at the box, this box opens up like a book, which is some of my favorites. I don't really like the slide out sleeves, but here is the picture kind of showing you what it should all look like once it's together. And here we go with the actual figure. As you can see, he comes with a lot of stuff. He comes with 2 trays. For some reason, I really thought there was going to be one underneath this, but there's not. So it doesn't seem like a lot when you're first unboxing it, but believe me, it is a lot of shit, guys. And let's just say that I've never run into a situation quite like this with a figure, putting it together and everything like that. It's a real pain, but it's also kind of fun. So here you have both the things set out and looking good. Let's go ahead and we're going to get the clamshell over here open first. So yeah, here's the head sculpt of Mark Wahlberg, and something's up with his eyes. I'm sure you guys can kind of look at that and tell me. I can definitely see where they got Mark Wahlberg out of this. I 100% can. But first of all, in the movie, his hair is much longer than this. And secondly, something is up with maybe the shape of his eyes or something. It definitely looks like Mark Wahlberg. There's a head pin if you guys are curious to know what kind of head it takes. There it is. But I mean, it definitely looks like Mark Wahlberg for certain angles, and certainly when you put the sunglasses on, I think it resembles him quite a bit. Here's the boots and everything. Not any weathering on this figure, guys, for real. He looks like he is, he just went and got brand new clothes, which if you guys listen to the story of Lone Survivor, Marcus Luttrell did say that his uniform was 100% brand new when they went out. So maybe that's why they did it, or maybe they just didn't want to put the time into weathering it. I have since weathered mine a little bit because I do want mine to kind of look like they at least went on a ruck march. I'm not going to cover it with blood or anything like that, but I did go through the time of weathering it because my figure, I want it to be more like he did, just kind of, they've been out for a minute. I have the backpack on. So if I was going to, if he's really battle damaged, the backpack would not be on him. But, you can only pick one. So I partially weathered him. So these hands, nightmare, guys. I don't know what Damtoys was thinking. Those holes in the hands are supposed to make them more flexible. They don't. I'll tell you right now, the fingers do bend, but they come right back. They want to start working their way back out. You get one set of hands. They actually give you a real set of gloves in this box. And I think it was the absolute biggest mistake in the fucking world. It's a horrible idea. They should have just gave us sculpted hands. How much more would that have costed, really? The hands are a nightmare. You'll see what I mean earlier. It takes you a while to get the gloves even on his hand. And once you do, They don't look right. You can tell that they're not, the gloves are too big. It just doesn't look right. I don't like this idea. Damtoys should definitely not ever do this again. Just give us, 2 or 3, even if they just gave us sculpted hands, of holding a rifle, that would be good. And maybe a regular pair of hands if we want to try it. I don't know, but I don't think it would have cost much. So I'm actually in the process of looking into ordering some sculpted hands and definitely getting rid of these because these are a pain in the ass. All right, so moving past the hands, this is the backpack it comes with, and absolutely phenomenal, guys. The work Damtoys does with these buckles, they actually buckle. The strings, I mean, just everything. The Molly gear, all of it is so real. And what I love about them is that their zippers are not huge. A lot of figures, when you get them and they try to recreate zippers, the zippers turn out to be like really big. So here's a bunch of his pouches that he wears. Personally, I put mine on how he had them in the movie. They do give you the required pouches for that. You can set it up how he had it in the movie, but they also give you a couple extra ones, which is cool because it never hurts. This bag here actually goes on his backpack as well. It goes on the top of it. I don't currently have that. We call them eye basses. I don't know what they call them in the Marines or Navy or whatever, but this is basically all his Molly gear where all his pouches are going to go. Very well done. Looks awesome as shit. Looking back, I wish I would have weathered each item before I put it on him because it's really hard to weather something when it's on the figure, but I'll be updating some processes on that. That's his little shawl that he got, goes around his neck. The way I have it on, I don't think looks very good, but sunglasses, be careful with these. I broke these within the first time I put them on his face. They're extremely fragile. They don't say Oakley or anything on it. So I'm actually going to get on eBay and buy a pair of the Oakley ones because I think it's more accurate. But those are huge, fragile. So, be careful. Here's his boonie cap. This is what he wears throughout most of the beginning part of the movie. So that's what I have him posed in right now. I guess those are hard to find in 1/6 scale. So I got one, but I also have a couple extras from other figures. But here is the infamous Marcus Luttrell Texas helmet. This helmet was actually found 2 years after the events that occurred in Operation Red Wings. It was found by a bunch of Marines that were doing operations in the mountains. It was actually found and given back to Marcus Luttrell, which is pretty cool. But this is his brother, who is his twin brother, who is also a Navy SEAL, has the exact same helmet. Just a little background on them you may not know, but it's beautifully done. Awesome helmet. He didn't wear it in the movie, mainly because they got into it so fast. He didn't have time, but he ditched it. And yeah, a Marine found it years later, which I just think is awesome. Stuff like that I think is cool. So you also get this is a pair of binoculars I'm pulling out of here, and then you also get a pair of night vision goggles as well. So yeah, a little bit closer of a view of the binoculars. They have green on one side of them. I don't really understand that. I don't see why they would be night vision binoculars, but maybe they are. And he also comes with his night vision goggle, which Marcus Luttrell had the single eye. I think some of the other figures in this series have the double eye. Marcus Luttrell came with a single eye. That's personally what I used on Iraq, so I'm perfectly fine with him having that. I do have plans on trying to get at least Mike Murphy. Mike Murphy's also a big, I look up to him quite a bit. All of them really I do. I mean, Axe, the dude, stayed in the fight with a gunshot wound to the head. So obviously I want all of them, but they're not the easiest to find. If you find them, you got to get them on eBay from China, and that shit takes forever. I happened to find mine from a pretty local seller, and I got a real good deal on it, by the way. All right, so something I want to say about opening this second clamshell, guys. This happened to me, and I knew it was going to happen while I was opening. I felt that this was going to happen. This thing is extremely stuck on there. So do this over a big table. Your stuff is going to fall out. If you can see the antenna on the far right, the very thin earpiece, mine fell out when I opened it because it's so sucked in there that everything just wants to come flying out of it. That thing flew out of mine, and it took me forever and a day to find because it's kind of the same color as my carpet, sadly. It took me a while to find it. Do it over a table. Do it slowly. you're going to get frustrated and want to just rip it open, which is what I did. And my shit went everywhere. Nothing was broken and everything was found, but still, just be wary of it. All right, so I finally got it off. So yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think of this style of video. I used to actually do it on film, and I thought this might be a little better because you get to see the figure more better, and I just don't have the setup where I can talk into the mic and do it at the same time, but I am working on that. But until then, this is kind of what I got. So I don't know, I've seen some people do it and it works out, so hopefully mine does too. This here is his ammo pouch. Obviously that's what he holds his M4 rounds in, or M16. This, I'm not sure what he held in it, but it's basically just a front pouch. It's a belly pouch right here. Again, just an extra pouch that you get. Nothing that I'm going to be able to tell you exactly what he uses it for. D-ring. I think that's an awesome touch to actually include a D-ring. I don't have mine on my figure right now, but I will. I do intend on putting it on there. This thing here, Damtoys really blew it up. They made it way bigger than it actually is. So all these are just some other pouches that you get. This one here is actually the pouch that goes on his chest where his Texas emblem is. It doesn't have Velcro on it, but they do give you the tools for that. These, I believe, are just a couple of grenade pouches that I'm not even really sure where he has them on his body. So you do get 2 of those grenade pouches. As you can see, I'm taking out his knife right now. Really love his knife. They did a really good job. I watched this movie and paused it, really trying to figure out where all of his shit is. And if you pay attention to the box on the front of the figure, it's actually, they did get it pretty spot on. Where they have it all is really where all the stuff is. So if you want to just go off that for a reference, it is actually pretty correct for the most part, except for the pouches. Very nice knife. They did a very good job, but again, it looks brand new. Everything just looks brand new. That's legitimately the only problem that I have with this is, I know his clothes were brand new. He said that, but his gear wasn't. Matter of fact, if you look at a lot of pictures before they actually went out on this mission, his gear's used. I mean, it's gear, and if you guys are ever in the military, you know what I'm talking about. Like, your gear is supposed to stay clean, but while you're deployed, it doesn't stay clean because it'll get dirty in 2 seconds. I'm just using a clear rod to get those out. So here's my biggest problem with this set, these gloves. I thought this was going to be a really cool feature. I thought, oh man, you actually have a pair of mechanics gloves. How cool is that, guys? They're a pain in the balls. They look awesome. They say it on there. So cool. Pain in the balls. Give us sculpted hands in the future, please just give us sculpted hands. It looks ridiculous. It looks stupid. I think it looks stupid. That's just me, but I think it looks dumb. And there are ways. I would suggest you get a tweezer and kind of smash them down on the finger. This is just another spare M4 mag that was separate from the bigger one. Here's his water bottle. Honestly, one of my favorite parts of this figure. I don't know why. I just love this water bottle. I think it's so cool. And I wish I would have found my tweezers earlier so that I could have actually gotten this shit out a little easier. Get you a pair of tweezers. It makes it better. I ended up finding mine and bringing them over. But so yeah, I don't know why. I just think little shit like this is super cool. Water bottle. This here is the pouch for his radio to go in. You can see the little rubber band slot on the top. Well, kind of, but the camera won't focus. But it has a little rubber band slot on the top of it. That's for the radio. That is his tourniquet that he wears on his left shoulder. There's a little tabs on his IBAS for it. This is his radio, obviously his radio, duh. So that goes in that pouch. You got to hook it to all of this other stuff. It's actually kind of a process, but it's a lot of fun. That part's actually a lot of fun. So the cool thing about this figure is that when you buy other figures, you sometimes have some stuff to put together, but not a lot. This figure, you guys, when I tell you you're going to spend 2 or 3 hours putting this guy together, it's not exaggerating. You are going to spend a lot of time putting him together. And once you do, there's going to be something wrong you got to fix. And I mean, I ended up putting him all the way together only to realize I had something on wrong, had to take almost everything back off and readjust it. It was insane. So that's just the link from his radio to his earpiece. So you actually hook that black piece to the radio and then his earpiece to that black piece, and you kind of wind it up and put it behind his chest piece. There's a little hole in his ear that the earpiece actually kind of plugs into. It's actually really cool. I do like how they did that. So here's a little smoke grenade. Gosh, I wish I could figure out the focusing on this camera, but for whatever reason, it just has a really hard time focusing. So there we go. I mean, yeah, you kind of see it now. Smoke grenade, no big deal. I don't know why I insisted on having that on here. 2 grenades. So this is something that I thought was really cool. I'm going to try to kind of blow past a little bit of this shit, but this is something that is super cool. His, and I ripped my glove, so sorry about that. So a couple of these are real metal. A couple of them aren't, but a couple of them are. This one is the double mag. It's actually metal. That's such a cool touch. So yeah, I found my tweezers, as you can see. Like I said, I think this one and the one before it, you can kind of see the color differences in them. They're actual metal, and that's really cool. There I am verifying its metalness. The other 3 are plastic. This here, I actually kind of wasn't sure what it was at first, but this goes on his helmet. This is an IR beacon, so it'll flash, letting helicopters know where the soldiers are. Mine was way different looking than that. That's like a legitimately like expensive cool one. Ours was like legit battery powered. You put a 9-volt battery in it, and it was like a clear square you put on your helmet, but those are way nicer. That's what that is, if you were wondering. It took me a minute to figure that out. I think I'm actually looking it up right now. All right, so this here is a flashlight that they often wear. It would just clip onto his eye bath somewhere. But yeah, it's just a flashlight. At first I think I thought it was a compass, but it's not. It's a flashlight. It goes on his I can't get shit to focus. I'm sorry, guys. I'll work on the focusing thing. That sucks balls. I don't understand it. It's focusing shit, dude. We get the picture. You guys get the picture, right? Because I'm gonna be skipping past it if I don't. Sometimes I annoy myself. Anyways, so yeah, that was a light. Now we're gonna get down to the gun parts because there's just another grenade left in there. Don't really need to focus on that too hard, but I'm gonna. So this is the tripod for the rifle. It's really dope. Looks awesome. It looks really good when you have it on there. I guess I'm just going to try so hard to get everything to focus. There that goes finally. This is a pimp grip for his rifle. It slides around a lot, just so you guys know. It does go on the Picatinny rails, but then it slides around like a holy mother. So, and then I drop it, of course. So yeah, that's the pimp grip. In there, I'm just going to kind of go over this with you. So in here, you have rail covers for the rifle. You can put these on wherever you're not putting an accessory yet. That's what they're for. They are a real thing. I have a lot for my AR. Then you have this is a Pack 4, I believe. It's a laser that when you look through your night vision, you can actually see where you're pointing your gun, but your enemy cannot see that. Then you have his watch, which I do think is really dope. This is like, oh, my camera overheated, so that's why it stopped filming. But this is his watch, really cool. I think it's like a G-Shock. It's super dope. And then this here is it's either this is a PDQ and the other thing's a Pack 4, but regardless, one of them is for your night vision to light something up, and the other one is basically for if you needed to paint a target for a helicopter or something like that. You could paint the target with it, and I believe it also has like an actual laser on it so that your enemy can see it. I'm not positive on that, but we only use these, and I think that's a Pack 4. I may have the name switched. Let me know in the comments if you know. But either way, this might be a Pack 4 and this is a PQ. I'm not real sure. Either way, that's what they're used for. Lasers and night sights, basically. And then you have his watch. And then you have the AR-15, which is beautifully done. It's not an AR-15, that's an M16. It's beautifully done. The scope on it is awesome. And actually, it has flip-up sights on it. Like the sights, the safety actually goes to fire and everything. It's super cool. The only complaint that I have is that it gets very loose and wants to fall apart on you. It wants to come in half, which I don't really understand what's going on with that, but it does that. All right, so this is kind of part way into the putting him together process, kind of showing you close-ups and stuff. Look how stupid those gloves look. It looks like a kid who has gloves that are about 10 sizes too big on his hands. Anyway, so this is kind of like part way through it. If you look, the glasses he does look like Mark Wahlberg with the glasses on. I ended up taking the string off his hat because I think it looks silly, but yeah, so this rifle is really, really fragile. This piece in the middle right here actually comes off, and it does on a real AR-15 too, and M16, but on this scaled model, I don't know why it does. There's no reason it should, and it does it way too easily. Matter of fact, almost everything you see on this weapon can be taken apart. Really cool feature about that. It does everything. I mean, it looks so legit, but yeah, this is kind of the start of me diving in. If you can see, I already have his Texas patch on his chest. I already have it on his shoulder. One of the things that I do want to point out in the movie, and pretend this is the other side here, this pocket right here, which would actually be this pocket, right? I thought his flag was on this because that is what we usually wear our flags on. But his Texas flag is actually way up here on the shoulder, so I had to take it off and redo that. As you can see, there's no Velcro here, so don't put them here. This isn't where they go. There is a Velcro spot here, but that's not where they go. What they do is they provide you with you can see the other back piece of the Velcro. It sticks to the fabric, and then you stick that to it, but they don't actually go on here. But down here, he does have the IR version of the American flag, so I would put that there because that's screen accurate. So I'm just letting you guys know that. All right, so this is after I've put them together. Like I said, guys, it's going to take you a few hours to do this. Be really patient. If you don't know how Molly gear works, kind of look it up, and you'll be able to put it together. As you can see, I did my own weathering. I'm not done yet. I just had to kind of stop because we had to go to the beach and whatnot, but you know, his flag looked brand new, so I weathered it up. Kind of try to put some weathering on a lot of stuff. Still in the process of that. Once I get all the way done with it, I will post a update for you guys. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys in the big scheme of things. I will say that I do really enjoy this figure. I think this is kind of what it looks like in the DTOF for some shelf presence for you. I do enjoy this figure. I think they did an amazing job. Again, I think the hands are an absolute travesty. I think that's so annoying. It's so unfortunate. Again, I think the hands are so annoying, and it's real unfortunate because those hands could have ruined a perfectly good figure. But again, the head sculpt not spot on to Mark Wahlberg, but it's pretty good. So far from everything I've seen, Damtoys does a pretty good job. I'm going to end up doing a review on the Godfather that they made. But they did a great job on this. It is fun to put it together, but it's also not, if that kind of makes any sense to you. I think there are some definite changes. His ankles are also not the sturdiest in the world, so you may want to buy a crotch grabber for him. I did end up getting him to stand, but it isn't the easiest thing in the world. Yeah, that is going to do it for me, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. If you're thinking about getting this figure, I would. If you guys got any questions, go ahead and post them in the comments, and I will obviously answer you back because nobody follows me, so you got my undivided attention with it. I'll post updates about the weathering, and I'll start doing some more figure updates. I'm sure this video is going to be kind of trash, you know, but you know, it's a learning curve, and I'll get better with the videos, so we'll get better with all of it. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.